All right. Hello, everyone. Thank you for watching Talk with Steven today. This week edition, I think this week is something. This past 2 weeks was very special topic for me, for all of the people that are watching our session regularly. The last week topic we talked about the lockdown and its effects on employment world, the jobs and everything. How you can be a value added team, an incredible asset to your company and everything. And this week we have someone very special, someone that I know personally to talk about the lockdown's effect on business and how, as an entrepreneur, you can also make your business survive and run it in a proper way during this lockdown period. Who is better to talk about this kind of topic rather than someone who actually went through this in the past few MCOs? So we're going to invite him very shortly to our session at 1 o'clock sharp. We have 3 more minutes. Thank you for joining us. I just want to ask you guys some questions. How is everybody doing? Are you guys okay? How is your business doing? And if you are not okay, please do ask help. You can ask help from me, ask help from EJ, or the people that you know. Just do ask help so that they can come and help you out in whatever way that they can. In this time, the hashtag kita jaga kita, we need to do that to every single one of them that we know so that we can survive and everything. So before we start our session, I would like to thank our co-organizers today. We have 2 co-organizers, which is ET Ideas. ET Ideas is a social business incubator where we focus on developing entrepreneurs who can step out of the system and solve world problems. We work with the entrepreneurs on if they already have a business, we work with them on how they can develop it into the next level by building a team, find out what they actually want, and find out the little ideas and grow it organically. And also we do have programs that we are running, all kind of things and everything. And we do have a short video while we are waiting for 1 o'clock about ET Ideas. Let's just watch the video, then we can invite our guest speaker in today. So here comes the video.
Hello everybody. I know you've been hearing about us in all your social media platforms and from your friends too. Everywhere it's like ET Ideas, ET Ideas, ET Ideas. So, what is ET Ideas?
ET Ideas is a social business incubator platform that looks at developing entrepreneurs to step out of the system and solve world problems at its root cause collectively and selflessly. And what do we mean by that? Let us break it down for you. Developing entrepreneurs. Here at ET Ideas, we develop individuals who dare to follow their heart, look for the things they are passionate about and turn that into sustainable business or career. Step out of the system.
The system is the conventional way of thinking. 90% of an average person's daily decisions are made by their senses and habitual patterns. You see or hear something that triggers your emotions. Without thinking, fully taken over by your senses, you react. And that is why you create the reality that you are in, whatever that might be.
Here's where we choose to differ. We get the individuals that we work with to step out of the conventional system, start thinking and responding to the triggers and obstacles around them. This eventually changes the reality they create and start getting them to be happier, healthier and wealthier.
One individual at a time. This domino effect starts from one person to a family, and then to a community, and eventually to a country, and then the whole world. Can you imagine living in a world like that? We definitely do.
Solve world problems.
As much as we imagine this world being a happier place, but the reality we live in right now is heartbreaking and it requires fixing. But who's going to fix this? You? Me? I've tried campaigning, treating others equally, reducing the usage of plastic and many more, but nothing works because we are still treating the effect and not the root cause.
At its root cause.
The root cause is quite simple. We create world problems such as global warming, income inequality, poverty, and such simply due to the way we are taught to think and react to scenario. Competitions, ego, greed, fear of not having enough, hoarding resources, and so much more. But if we can get people to break past this limiting belief, instill the value of love, compassion, collaborations, harmonious growth, and cultivate the ability to set and achieve goals holistically then the world will be a much better place.
ET Ideas works very closely with the nationwide youth movement Ascendance that looks into building the future for the youngsters all over the world. And Ascendance looks into identifying these youngsters who have the potential to solve world problems, and ET Ideas comes back to contribute in terms of its platform and the resources so that these youngsters can turn their solutions into a reality. Collectively and selflessly.
The goal is much bigger than you and me. We understand and realize one must share the resources we have and use it for the betterment of mankind. And this could be only done if we act collectively and selflessly.
ET Ideas has come a long way since it was founded back in 2008. It was founded by Ilango Thiagu, a serial entrepreneur and a visionary who kickstarted this movement. After developing ET Ideas to the huge social business incubator it is right now, Ilango Thiagu retired in 2017 and handed over the leadership of ET Ideas to the younger generation, who are equally passionate about expanding his vision. Today, ET Ideas consists of 32 successful companies from various industries such as website development, marketing, travel and tourism, finance, culture shaping, arts and so much more. All of these companies are committed towards realizing the ET Ideas vision.
So there you go. That's what ET Ideas is. Hello guys, welcome back. Sorry for the very long video, but I think it's a nice video that explains what is ET Ideas about. Thank you ET Ideas. A quick shout out for sponsoring this event, for being co-organizer also, and also we have been another co-organizer who is PMDK. PMDK is an NGO that works very closely with the nationwide youth movement Ascendance that provide a platform for other people as well. So you can follow ET Ideas and in Facebook, Instagram, and also PMDK in also in FB and Instagram as well. So I think you guys are here to listen to our star of the day today. So without any further ado, let's welcome Yeap, the founder of Swimming 12, to the stage. And I personally very honored to feature him in my show because I always follow him, and the way he handled his business, I was so inspired. And I personally do marketing and sales, and when other people, when I talk to, they are struggling in their business and everything, I say go at Yeap in Facebook and see what is he doing. If your business is closed down completely, his business also closed down. Go and see what is he doing. That's how inspiring he is. So let's welcome EJ.
Hello.
EJ. Yes. How are you, EJ?
Very good. Thanks for having me, Steven.
Yes, thank you for agreeing to be the guest speaker. Otherwise, I cannot have you here. So thank you. And we have a lot of people joining in today, and you have also thanked someone who is joining all the way from Hong Kong. Oh my God.
Yes.
Yes,
MFI.
thank you guys. Yes, thank you very much for joining, EJ. There's already a lot of people saying, "Hey, EJ, hi," and everyone. So thank you for being in the show. So let's get started. Before we start, you want to say anything to our audience who are watching right now?
Oh, hi, Swimming Trail family and all swimming industry. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you're able to benefit from this session, either for your currently or probably prepare yourself for the future or your future business as well.
Okay. I do have a lot of questions to ask you, and during when I put out the RSVP form, also our audience also have a lot of questions. So I will try to take in as many questions as possible in the limited time that we have. Audience, if you're watching, please do ask your question regarding how to handle your business as well. EJ will do his best to answer it and everything. Also, do share the session. Okay, EJ, my first question that which is very true when I say this, I was really inspired by how did you handle your business and your team. I cannot say it's a team, it's a family to you, right? During this the first MCO, second MCO, no matter how many MCO RMCO they put, you have handled them very well. So first of all, how did you handle the first MCO that you put? Because it was very sudden to all of us. Every one of us was a bit taken back when they extend 2 more weeks and everything. How did you handle that, EJ?
For me, I think what helps was being more prepared. So what I do is I predict 3 weeks before the MCO that it's going to have a lockdown. So then when I predict the MCO also, I predict that it will be at least 2 to 3 months time. So at least that kind of get not just myself ready, but our team ready as well. We announced to our team to say that these are things that might happen very soon, and be prepared, have more savings, build skills, and from that, with more information, we are more prepared. When we are more prepared, we can make a lot of decisions that can help our future.
Okay, which means you already predicted that this MCO is going to happen. It's not so sudden for you. How did you predict it, PJ?
I would say study overseas trends, what's happening in Italy, what's happening in China, what's happening in Japan, Singapore. At least when we see things that are happening in advance, right? One of the things we can learn from other countries is we must be humble enough to know that our country is probably like 10 years slower than China, Japan, US. So whatever is happening in other countries, it's going to happen for us soon, whether it's technology-wise, culture-wise. So whenever something happens overseas, we want to learn from it as much as possible. So by studying the data, the actions of other governments, then it's a lot easier for us to know that what's going to happen in our country and for how long. So China was a very interesting data. From there, I even created my own tracker as well.
Yes, I saw the tracker. I remember I saw the tracker.
Yeah, so that tracker was weird because we are swimming school, right? We are not a data analyst or something, but I felt that it was very interesting to know how long it would last. So when we look at other countries and how long it takes for the curve to go down, so at least it's a lot easier for us to make our own business decisions.
Okay, for all of us watching, tips number one from EJ: predict the trend, watch what's happening in the other country, the much more developed country and everything, so that you can, in a way, expect what is coming in our way. It can be both opportunities or also could be an obstacle. But if you know how to watch the trends, predict what is going to happen, whatever obstacles, you can manage it and also turn it into an obstacle, to an opportunity. Before I ask a second question, EJ, happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. We already have a lot of audience telling happy birthday to you. So,
thank you so much. My
yep.
birthday is a blessing with so many nice people within my friends. Thank you so much for being there for me, including you, Stephen, for having me here during my birthday.
Thank you for agreeing to be the speaker during your birthday. I know birthdays are a huge deal for people, but you come here. Maybe this is your birthday gift that you are giving to all the other entrepreneurs.
Yeah, so, birthday is work day.
Yeah. somebody just said the amount of data EJ collects is scary.
Yeah, I think I learned this from Jack Ma. Jack Ma actually says that the value of data is very important. And the thing is, when these kind of people, they say it, right? They say it before they were actually very successful and very famous. These are the people that we need to like take some hints on what they are saying, take it seriously. And sometimes those kind of things can help us make very good decisions. And you never know what you use. How will you use those data? Like for us, we collect a lot of coaches' data, how long they have taught, how many hours do they teach. That kind of help us like not just make better business decisions, but help get our coaches motivated as well. So as a coach, you actually want to know like how many students have you graduated, how many hours have you contributed in teaching, how many like actual coaching hours, instead of just saying, oh, I've been in the business for 5 years, I've been only teaching for 10 years. So how many hours in that 10 years, that you want to know. So as many details as possible, how much a customer spends, what category do they belong to. Yeah, so data is the future. The more we can collect data, the more we can automate it, the more advanced our business will become.
Wow, okay. We only the second question, but we already got the tips number 2. So note it down, guys. Please do note it down. I don't know when EJ will be free to give talks like this again. So EJ, my next question is, EJ, you have a team that that really loves you. That is how only a few companies does this, where their staff really love the boss, their leader, and everything. And I see it clearly in Swimming 12. And they are ready to do whatever you asking them or whatever you want them. They are ready to do. They're ready to just be there and do it. How did you manage these kind of things, EJ?
I think first to clarify, it's not whatever I ask them to do, then they will do. I try my best to give them more insights and more direction on what they should do. I think, and in reality, I don't think everybody kind of like loves me. It's a selected few that depends on what's their experience with me. Different people have different experience with me as well. So in reality, it's not like everybody, because we cannot take care of everybody in reality, right? So, but we can only try our best. But I think what leads that to happen is, I think number one will be transparency. The more transparent we are, the more we show our hands. And that's really hard to do, because sometimes it also shows that we are very vulnerable. Most leaders wants to be like to have that perfect image, to be the best, to have no weakness. Actually, that's quite outdated. Those were the days that you dominate. But these days, I think if we are humble enough to know that we are not the best, if we are humble enough to take ourselves like a level down, that we are there to serve someone else, we can actually learn a lot more. We can actually benefit a lot more from different people's experience, different people's intellectual capabilities. Even for me, I'm not a very emotional person. I'm not a very good in human psychology and all. But like we have someone like Dashi, she's really good with understanding people. She's very good at helping people feel cared for. So then people like that, they will have so many different mix of talents that can put into the company. So I think that's very important to be as transparent as possible. So someone else also can be transparent about themselves. They will also be sharing with you, especially when it comes to the bad news. Like during war, right? The thing you want to have is you want the bad news first. Like in those days, you study history, that sometimes like a certain Japanese emperor, they are so brutal to people who give them bad news. If someone says that I lost my territory, they want them to suicide. So what happens that eventually these are people who dare not report the things that they lost. So then when they cannot have the real bad news that's happening, you cannot allocate resources carefully, accurately. So I think being as transparent as possible is important. And this is also pretty interesting because like during the MCO, I did share with my team that if a certain period of time our company cannot recover, we can go bankrupt. That's the reality, So then I give as clear as a timeline as possible. Of course, there's a lot of team members who said that shouldn't be done that way because a lot of people will be scared. A lot of people will start to leave the company because it's not secure. But to me, it's okay. When people leave the company, it doesn't mean that the person is bad. It's just that the person needs more security, have more obligations to take care of. So that's normal. And it's better that someone leaves early rather than hanging around and suffering for a long time. So this is something that the more transparent we are, the better decisions that we can make.
Very nice. Tips number 3, be transparent as possible to your team and your staffs and everything. I think that is a very true statement, AJ, because I also work in a company called Global Consultancy. It's a very nice company. And sometimes, my job is marketing and sales, and I have to make calls and talk to people and everything. And sometimes I feel very malas to do the calling and everything. So, but my mentor, the boss of the company, she also will be like, very malas to make calls today. Then I was like, oh, you also feel the same thing. Oh, okay, that's nice. So then we will come to a mutual agreement. Okay, let's make one call first. So we will try to make one call. Then we will like, oh, someone got ready. Now we can do a lot of calls. So it's in a way makes us motivate and be transparent. Be transparent and truthful. Solve a lot of problems actually. So thank you very much for sharing that. There are already people saying don't go bankrupt.
Yes, that is Lee Pumin. Then he's a very interesting boss. He is the boss of Optimum Train Swimming School. So he's really innovative. He during the pandemic, very early at the time, he straight away started his own laundry business, then selling coconut shake, then now even like a store selling soya bean. So it's really innovative, and I learned a lot from him as well. So in these days, right, a lot of our swimming schools, we try to like help each other, inspire each other, and he's someone who actually share a lot of his knowledge for us as well.
This is what I liked really, really a lot about you during this pandemic time, that I saw in you and the way that you handled everything during this time. Because when I remember I spoke to someone who owns an optical shop in Terengganu or something like that. So I was talking to him. He was like, my business is going to shut down. My next door is another optical shop competitors. He was talking all about these things. Then I was actually explaining to him about you. How did you collaborate with all these people, the swimming schools around you, so that you can voice out your opinion and everything? Can share about that, AJ? How these things started, that the collaboration with all the people?
I think how it started was we all have a common goal, because during MCO, all pools are closed. So as long as you're a swimming school, you're a swimming coach, one-man swimming coach, you are definitely suffering. So everyone have this common goal of how do we get our pools open. And when we want to get our pool open, right, we are not unreasonable to want to open it when the cases are very high. We want to open it when government say it's safe for the gym to open, it's safe for the badminton, for the futsal to open. Like huh? Why swimming school? Why swimming cannot open? What's the difference between a football and a swimming? Huh? And swimming is like very, very different because swimming, you are in the water, you're swimming, you're doing it on your own. You cannot talk while you're swimming. There's no like body contact. So all of us have to find a way. And a lot of associations out there, they are also trying their best. They are writing into the governments, but it's like really slow. Like no one is there to lobby for us. So for me, I'm not some leader in some swimming association. I don't even have a swimming teaching cert, in fact. So I'm like a nobody in this swimming industry, But very kindly, there was Joanne, Brian, they are also owners of swimming schools. Then they said, hey, EJ, you want to start a WhatsApp group and gather all the swimming coaches, swimming schools together and see whether we can open or not. And that's what we did. We just keep adding people and more coaches, adding more coaches. Then from there, the momentum start growing. Then from there, we just share some plans. Hey, these are the things, these are resources that we can do. These are the survey that we can do. So the good news is sometimes if we don't gather people, we never know what will happen. Because especially when we are in the same industry, definitely there are some people being hurt by someone else. Especially when you're fighting and you could be throwing prizes, you could be like swimming, you got go for competitions, there's certain politics and all. Definitely there's a lot of challenging moments. But when you can put those things aside, like imagine those days like war. If you don't put your differences aside, more people will die. Your people will die, the other people will die. Everybody will die together just because you want to see like who owns bigger territories. So that doesn't make sense. So end of the day, when we gather everyone together, then we keep adding value. What you will see is when you keep giving value, when you keep giving first, at first people will be skeptical. People will say, what this guy wants. This guy sure want to sell me something. But if you keep giving, then eventually you feel, hey, really, this guy like really don't really want anything from me. He's just helping me. 2 times, 3 times, 4 times. Eventually someone will say, oh, this guy helped me so much. I think I also want to help a bit. So they give a little bit. Maybe just helping you comment a little bit. Maybe just liking your post. Maybe just sharing. Then from there, they start participating more and more. Whatever campaigns that you're doing, they start participating. Then from there, it becomes a movement. So I think how it must start is first gathering people, putting our differences aside, whatever things that we're unhappy about, think about a common goal first. All of us need to grow. And it's very possible to grow. Some people think that you shouldn't work with competitors or don't know how, very difficult. I think one of the things is we have to put our mindset in a way that we think about bubble milk tea stores. You see, bubble milk tea, before they come in, right, we were always drinking Milo, Ribena, right? And then some tea, some coffee here and there. But I see when bubble milk tea stores came in, right, everyone is like thinking, wow, I like this bubble milk tea, but have you tried that? Have you tried this bubble milk tea? So people's mindsets are to shift, which bubble milk tea should I try? You see, so the market, all the money from pocket, a lot of money from pocket goes from other brands to bubble milk tea stores. So suddenly the whole industry becomes really loud. A lot of money keeps going to that industry and everybody can profit together. So that's the way that we should see each other. Like, it's better to have more bubble milk tea stores and people keep thinking which bubble milk tea to go rather than thinking about some other things. So just like swimming, right? A lot of people think that other swimming schools are competitors. Actually not. You think about it, parents, they only got limited money. They want to send for swimming, or send for chess, send for badminton, send for wushu, send for maths class. There's only limited money for so much time. So when you think about it, when we collaborate, right, there's unlimited amount of customers. There's more customers than we actually can serve. And that is especially true for swimming industry, because swimming is not something like a restaurant where you can just pop up. You can just pop up anywhere you want to. Swimming school, you need sufficient space. You need a lot of water. You need a lot of safety precautions, a lot of lifeguards and all. So it's not easy business to start. So end of the day, swimming, I think, is very easy to collaborate. But other industry is also possible. We just have to put our differences aside and first have that abundance mindset, which means that there's more business that is for any of us to handle. And when we collaborate, right, it's like if one person can get 2 customers, the other person also can get 2. Imagine if 2 persons collaborate, you can get 6 for 2 persons. So each person gets 3. So that can happen if we collaborate more and more often.
Okay, so sorry, I was literally mind blown by your answer and your thing about your swimming schools. Other swimming schools is not actually your competitors. The one that if you really think about it, the other people are also the sports industries. All these things are your competitors. Really, look clearly and objectively and everything, which was very interesting. When you say that, I was like, whoa, okay, now I'm starting to think which industries, the other things out there that's our competitor and everything. I think from this question, one few things EJ said, which is very interesting that I want to highlight before I ask the next question. Collaboration over everything. Collaborate with the people around you, so that your business and other people's business will grow together. Put your differences aside and collaborate with each other, and also give first. That is the most important thing that EJ highlighted today. Somebody also said, William also said, giving values is priceless, is what retain the right people in the company. That's the secret. Totally agree.
William the legend, legendary intern.
Oh, okay. That's nice. We
Just
got
a little insight, right? Beer's competitor for me, beer's competitor can be cyber cafes. Weird, right?
Oh.
How does that work? Me and my team, we used to go clubbing a lot. We go to pubs, we drink, entertain ourselves. But that was so expensive. Then eventually we think, what other ways that we can entertain ourselves and not cost a bomb? Then we decided to go for cyber cafe because there's like 2 ringgit an hour.
I spent a lot of money in cyber cafes, yes.
So then we switched from drinking to cyber cafe. Then like 10 of us start doing that. So imagine how much money did the beer actually lost. The beer industry actually lost, right? So actually, in fact, sometimes the competition is way more than just who we think we are, who we think it is.
Wow. Okay. Okay. And one thing that I also wanted to ask you, EJ, is when the swimming pool is closed, you cannot do anything, you cannot do teaching. One thing that I realized is you and your team never stopped. You guys constantly find some different things to do, which was very curious for me, that I even participated in one of the activities. Like, I think you the first MCO, you guys did something like an online treasure hunt. I love treasure hunt. I went to a lot of treasure hunt, but I never saw anybody organize an online treasure hunt. And I participated with my housemates in my house. It's so fun. I was like literally going and finding all this stuff in the road, Google Maps and everything. It was so good. And then you guys also have all kind of activities, like this is the reason one that you guys are doing, explore swimming virtually, and then this one was the reason one, animal fiesta, and then this is very funny and curious, swimming 12 showdowns. How did you come up with all these ideas? How did these ideas all come about, EJ?
I think first of all, we were thinking that when the pool is closed, realistically, people's attention will start to shift. And if the MCO is gonna happen for 2 or 3 months, right? What happens is people will slowly forget about swimming. There's so many other interesting things out there, like video games. Even for me, I play so much video games during the MCO as well.
We can see the setting in the background, the computer setting.
So there's like so many interesting things for kids nowadays. So if we don't do something, people will slowly forget swimming. That's a reality. It's just like food. I love to eat food so much, right? Then there's so many choices. But the ones who are constantly being active out there, constantly seducing me with their sushis, constantly seducing me with their cheese flake rice things. So I'm like, these are things that I constantly miss it. So even if I don't use it though often, I keep thinking about them. I miss them. So these are things that making money is one thing during the MCO, but getting your customers to remember you, getting like new customers to even know that you exist, and now is a really perfect time. Just like now, let's say I'm talking to you. You have so many other friends that's in your circle that I may not know as well. So someone within your friends will get to know me. Then EJ is doing swimming. Interesting. Then from there, someone gets curious. So the more active we are, the more chances we are of getting like new customers and retaining old ones as well.
Very, very interesting. Another tips, guys. One of the important tips that EJ said today: make yourself active, even though your business is completely shut down. Do something so that people can constantly know your name, know your company, and everything. So that when everything lift up, the opportunity will run to you, comes to you, and everything. EJ, we have a question from an audience. I think I write it down.
Maybe I can add on one more thing to previously that talk, because a lot of people think that they're not go online and they're not do things that you guys are doing. One of the things is fear. There are a lot of us are fearful of things that we're not good at. Especially the higher your reputation is, the higher you procrastinate. Because if you need this to be more perfect, or look at this guy's video, look at the way this guy talk, you gotta know many of these people who are going online, like including me, right? Like for me, I've never done live before MCO. So only MCO was the first time
I never thought about live.
Yeah, so and that was a huge fear for me. And this is really important that sometimes when we have a reputation to keep, right, we are afraid of doing things that are not so good. But know that in these times of moving so fast, if you keep idle, if you don't move, if you still continue having fear, the chances of people forgetting you is a lot higher. So it's better that you start something that's not so good and think of that as like day one of something that you want to build. Like for example, I wanted to get healthy, so I post my day one of my like fat picture, you know. So then I was like, wow, so great for you to post that. So to me, it's like there's nothing to lose. If you put that something bad on day one, then day two is going to get better. Day seven is going to get even better. Day 21 is like, wow, how this guy evolved so fast, huh? People only remember your future. They won't remember your previous poor image or poor results. So as long as we are constantly evolving, getting better, the past doesn't really matter. So just go all out, put yourself out there, be as active as you can online.
Very nice, DJ. I'm personally enjoying this session. If I was the audience, I will have tons of questions. Audience already have questions for you that we put in the RSVP form. A lot of people already asked the question. Maybe we can do like a quick rapid fire so that you can answer their questions and everything. One person asked, "What are the motivation quotes that you found very useful in your life and business?"
Motivational quotes, oh, so many.
So many.
Every day you keep looking at many different things. I think motivational quotes should be used in a way where you go to as many quotes as possible that to help you, because there are different quotes can help you in different part of life, and sometimes the same quote can mean something different during different time as well. So I think it's important to constantly look out for quotes. For me, I don't have a particular quote I remember, but there's a particular person that I remember. His name is Marcus Aurelius. So he's like one of the last good emperor of Rome. So being an emperor means like you are the government, you're a king. And whenever you are the government, you are the person who people look up to. You make a lot of tough decisions. There's a lot of people below you who wants to take your place, who wants to betray you. There's a lot of people who depend on you for your livelihood, for your decisions. So it's a not easy position to be in. So he shares a lot. I think he shares this philosophy called the Stoic philosophy. It's something that you can Google, a Stoic philosophy. So these are the people who learn how to have a resilient mind, how to build a strong habit like journaling, like meditations. So these are the things that can help leaders like that go through such difficult time. Because during his time, he also go through a pandemic as well. So it's something very similar.
Similar.
Look out for this guy. If he can stay strong during those times, with very little technology, he can't go live and tell everybody what to do. So I think you can do a lot better with such mindsets, such person to learn from.
Okay. Then if somebody asked, where do I find info on the online treasure hunt? Do you guys still do the online treasure hunt, DJ?
Treasure hunt, those days when we did was with Pava. Pava, he does treasure hunt. So look for this guy called Pava, Pava. Just send me a message. I can forward you his contact. So he does treasure hunt very well. It's his specialty. He used to do it like physically. So we actually drive, look out for like signage, signboards, look for hints. So now he does it virtually with Google Maps. It's really cool. Then we also our team building company called ATEC, run by Arthur. He's also amazing. He serves a lot of corporate companies doing virtual team building, from like making soap to getting magicians like Andrew Lee to entertain them. So he brings speakers from India, connect people from Malaysia, from UK. So he's doing so well. He's making like 6 figures a month during this MCO. So ATEC was a project that we started from Swim in 12 to get our team members to experience how is it like to become a business owner. So today it becomes like a virtual team building company that's like doing so well. So check them out, my ATEC.
Yeah, which is very nice. Is the people that your staff, your team members, you also provide them opportunities to explore other than just working here and everything. Give them an opportunity to learn and do a business and all this stuff. And because of that, I think I have opportunity to met Arthur last time when I came into Swimming 12 and everything. He's a very nice entrepreneur. I think he's doing very well right now. I follow his posts and everything. So go follow him also, guys. It's a very nice guy.
Yeah,
Yes,
inspirational.
Yeah, we are almost at the end. I have one question which I asked you just now during our during when we did this now. You said you already predict the MCO is going to happen 3 weeks prior to the pandemic announced by the ministry and everything. What do you predict for the future in the business for the business people out there? Will the things ever going to get normal, or what is your prediction?
Um, Defining normal is a pretty weird thing. So it will no longer be normal like the days that we used to do it. So it's sometimes it's like our parents say, oh, in my days, we used to do this when not like you got this technology. So sometimes if we have that mentality, we keep thinking about the past, right? We don't think about the future. It's going to be pretty troublesome for us. So what we need to be prepared for is, for me, I think there'll be another like MCO 4, MCO 5 along the way. So get ready for that. And every time when there's an MCO, it could be like 1.5 months to 2 months. That's something that we kind of avoid because there's many different stages in the pandemic. A normal pandemic is it usually lasts like 20 years. Then eventually, as technology get better, then it drops down to 12 and 6 years. So it goes faster, it goes away faster. But then again, know that we also have different variants in the virus as well. So things can evolve. And like it or not, eventually we will need to open the border. So even like majority of the people already got vaccinated. When we open the border, there's new variants that will come in, then the whole new problem will come in again. So get ready to open, close, like what we're experiencing now. At least you don't get caught off guard. So if you can predict that in future, you will open, close, what will you be doing now? Yeah, so this is something that we need to be prepared for. And if we need to change, we change. If we can stick to what we are doing, do it a lot better, do it a lot more advanced, explore as many technologies as possible that's available online. The beauty is almost everything is available online. How to automate your business, how to design faster, a lot of things you can do it. And even like freelancers out there, there's so many freelancers who lost their job previously, that they start going to like gig economy, so they can do a lot of things for you that's a lot cheaper that usually like you cannot afford. So one of the personal page that I like to go to is like fiverr.com, Fiverr. So these are places that can look for a lot of freelancers to help you do your design, marketing, learn things. So look out for as many people as possible that can help you, not just bounded in Malaysia, but people from overseas as well.
Very nice, very nice. Thank you very much, EJ. I think we have one more question from our audience, but I think you have already answered this question while you are talking. They ask about what is the advice that you will give to the entrepreneurs out there from your mistakes. Whatever I think EJ is telling right now is the thing that he learns while doing businesses and all these times and everything. A quick summary of what EJ said is be prepared and get ready, predict what's going to happen by looking at the countries outside and all these things, so that you already be prepared when things going wrong or something like that. You already prepared, whether it's opportunity or obstacle, you are prepared for it. And also he talked about data, where he collect data so that he can automate stuff, what is happening in his business and everything. Also be transparent, be as much as truthful to your employees, your staff, your team, and everything, so that they also know you are another human being who also make mistakes and everything. And in a way, it will, how to say, it will make the relationship much more stronger and everything. That's why his team, some of his teams really, really love him and all. And you also say about put your differences aside, collaborate and give first to all the entrepreneurs out there. And also, this is the perfect time for marketing, because not many people are doing it, and you can do a lot of things so that your name will keep appearing in people's feed, your Facebook, social media, and everywhere. And when they open the border and they open the business as usual, people will come to you. So thank you very much, EJ, for all this wisdom. I really enjoyed our live session today. And thank you, lovely audience, for joining and saying a lot of good things and wishing happy birthday for EJ and everything. Very, very nice sharing, EJ. Happy birthday. Enjoy the rest of the day. So
Thank you
thank you
so
very
much.
much, guys.
Imin.
See you all next week with another interesting topic.
Stay safe, stay sane, stay happy. See
Yes.
you guys.